This is The Chris Heasley Show, coming to you from Radiodabang, the North America's premier broadcasting network.
Hey, this is Chris Heasley with the Chris Heasley Radio Show. And on tonight's show, we're going to be talking about taking on the Texas establishment. Taking on the establishment in Austin, Texas, which is no small feat. They are certainly well entrenched, and they have their own interests in mind and not necessarily that of the people of Texas. So what we hope to achieve is to bring a little bit more honesty to the conversation. And we have two people that are very well qualified to talk about this matter. And these two candidates in the studio tonight are actually intending to buck the system and take on the establishment. It's definitely an upward challenge, but they have the confidence and the abilities to do so. So we're looking forward to hearing from them. In the studio tonight, we have Linda Howell, a longtime Fort Bend County resident.
Yes.
Former Fort Bend County GOP chairwoman, a household name in Fort Bend County. And today she is a candidate for state representative in House District 76.
Yes.
How are you doing, Linda?
Great. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
And then we have another man who has his work cut out for him because he's taken on a well-entrenched crony figure, which we're going to get into in quite detail. In the studio tonight, we have Dennis GeesaMan, who is a former pilot. Is that right?
Yes, Air Force pilot and Southwest Airlines pilot.
Okay, former Air Force pilot. We have Maverick in the studio tonight.
My nickname has been Goose since I was a kid.
Oh, okay. And you are a candidate for House District 85.
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, it's Linda's first time on the show, and I've known Linda for a couple of years now, and I've always wanted to have her on the show, so I'm very happy to find that she finally joins us tonight.
Thank you.
So, Linda, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, I grew up in Austin, graduated from UT at Austin, married. We have 3 kids, 7 grandkids, another on the way, and just got involved in Fort Bend County just like every other person that cares. School district, PTA, PTO, softball, basketball, high school, just what parents do when they care. I also, along the way, was involved with the Republican political groups, kind of mentored by women who kind of took me on. And with no intention of doing what I'm doing now, but I ended up being president of 2 of the political clubs, and recently was chairman of the Fort Bend Republican Party. So how I got here was totally by accident. I had no intention of running for the seat at all. I watch what happens in Austin because I care and I'm concerned for our state and our families and our taxes. And but the week of filing, I was in a conversation with someone, and they said we were talking about the depth of the ballot, and this seat came up, and someone said, "Hey, you should run for the seat." And I said, "Yes, you're right, I should." Just kind of as flippant as that, and went home, and I thought, well, I'll put this to a quick end and mention it to my husband, and she didn't like I thought for sure he would, and I just could not quit thinking about it. And so I thought, I'm not the right person, but in many ways, I'm the perfect person because I have worked in this particular district for the last 6 years with this community that is there, which is basically the most diverse community, I say, in Texas, which means we're the most diverse community in the United States, which means we're the most diverse community in the world. And I was there helping hands-on, educating them how to get involved in the political process. I was involved before House District 76 was created. I was there with our former Republican Party Chairman, GeesaMan, and we were talking about this very district. And so in many ways, it's perfect that I decided to file. So the last day of filing, I walked in and filed. That's how I got here.
You know, Fort Bend County, it really is quite interesting in itself. I mean, it is the most diverse county, I believe, in the United States of America.
Yes.
And, you know, division has always been an opportunity for the left because they're opportunists, they're racial dividers. And it's always made it hard for people like you and me who want to mend those fences.
Yes.
We're walking a prickly patch, right? If we make one step, one false move, the utterance of one word in the wrong way, we're going to have the Texas Democrats all over us in every way, shape, and form. But it's very interesting that you actually, in a good way, found that as an opportunity. New people coming in and they're not familiar with these things. And we know they're all family oriented, but there's a lot of misinformation out of there. So tell us a little bit about that, how your early workings with bringing our immigrant community in Fort Bend County, bringing them into the political scene and helping them to allow the issues in Fort Bend County and the state of Texas.
Yes. And I look at this kind of totally different than you just described it. Because I have been very, very excited about the opportunity to say to our diverse community and to all people, there's a place for you in our party, and here's how you can find that place. And so it's been a very fun journey for me. The concept that really shaped my whole political concept now happened when I became chairman of the party. I had just gotten elected, and the second week, maybe the first week that I was elected, I started getting calls from reporters, and I thought, why are you calling me? And I had gotten a call from somebody from the Wall Street Journal. They said, hey, we want to talk to you about your county. And I said, why in the world do you care about our county? And he said, because Fort Bend County is the most diverse county, what I just said, in Texas, which means you're the most diverse county in the United States, which means you're the most diverse county in the world. We are watching how political developments happen and how the political scene develops there, because as it develops there will translate and could translate how we see it happening worldwide. And that totally has molded my impact on local government, because the people in this beautiful district of 76 are, which is the heart really of Sugar Land, are the most fabulous, interesting, wonderful people who are here to shape Texas. And I love that we have an opportunity to have that happen. And so that's been my
incredible.
Go.
Yeah, I mean, I received a call from Vice, from the show Vice, Bill Maher's show, and when they heard that our diverse community was coming together as one, they didn't want to talk any longer. When they didn't hear about any controversies or division or anything of that sort, the phone call got over, the show got nixed, right? And so I think that it's very interesting because we are diverse, but really at the same time, everyone in Fort Bend County puts their family first.
Well,
and it is a hugely pious county.
Yes.
Faith is big. And I think that that's why, we are, I believe, becoming the success story
Yes.
of America
Yes.
and coming together.
Yes.
And in my opinion, I think the establishment in Fort Bend has largely been challenged and even really hurt. So it's all coming together right.
Yes.
Let's talk about the Texas establishment. And what I want to do is, I think that both of you here are a threat to the Texas establishment. I believe that both of you are here for the right reasons, and you're community first, right? You're citizen first. And I think that Dennis summed it up well. And Dennis, what I heard you say was this: are the people going to have a voice? If you keep the status quo, you will lose your voice. So tell us what that means. Tell us what you see the state of Texas today with regard to establishment control over the state.
House District 85 covers 6 counties, including the western edge of Fort Bend County. And I see the common sense, grassroots Christian conservatives out there, and I don't feel like they're being represented. The representatives are looking to the big lobbyists in Austin, the lobby money, and more and more. And if we don't reassert ourselves down at the grassroots level, we're just going to lose our voice totally.
So, Linda, you certainly have had an incredible impact on Fort Bend County, but again, there is a formidable establishment element that may not be so friendly to newcomers like yourself. Tell me what you want to do as a state representative, how you want to impact the state.
Well, I look at this a little different than you've described it. I'm looking to take the vision and the hopes and dreams of the people in 76 to Austin. I feel like they have been underrepresented, and they have a chance to have a friend at the Texas Capitol. And who has a friend at the Texas Capitol? I mean, I think it's anybody that drives up and goes there. It is work. You have to pay and walk, and it's a huge place. And I would love to make it a place that people in my county feel like they could come and have a friend.
So are there any pressing issues at the state level right now that you would want to address as a state representative?
Yes, several. One of them has to do, it's on several levels. One of them has to do with the environment, because I'm concerned about things that we don't know that's happening in the state. And it carries over, I think, into medical. It carries over into vaccines. It carries over into our food. It carries over into chemtrails. That what's happening to us? People are asking what is happening. And as Secretary Kennedy is talking about health in our nation, and we're hearing all this, I'm concerned that what can we do to make Texas healthier and safer for our people? Because I think it's going to affect their kids and our grandkids.
Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting to hear, what can be done at the state level to sort of match RFK's efforts at the national level. You know, today I was at the office, and one of my colleagues was reaching in for a soda. And he went, I said, "Are you going to get the Big Red?" He's like, "I won't touch it because of everything that's in that drink." I know. I don't think when we were children that those drinks were poisoned like they are today.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's really a statement,
Yes.
that here's an everyday average guy.
I know.
And he's
that
trying
we
to figure out
never heard
what.
about.
Yeah,
and
right.
They're saying, well, they're taking dyes out of this and that. You're like, well, where were the people overseeing this in the first place? I mean, so it's affecting us, and that's an issue I'd like to address.
Yeah. Yep. And then, of course, you mentioned the vaccines, and in Fort Bend County, for some time, they wore with sort of with pride the fact that Fort Bend County during the COVID lockdown became the most per capita highest vaccinated county in the state or in the country. And now we're learning that may not have been such a good thing.
Yes.
But it's certainly impacted Fort Bend in a big way.
I was actually at the commissioner's court when that was being discussed. It was pushed heavily. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
It was.
Especially even in our African American community, heavily.
Yep.
Also.
But they don't now that all this information's coming out, the county commissioners in Fort Bend don't really
talk about it anymore.
They don't talk about it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So Dennis, tell me what you think when you get to the state level. What are the pressing issues? What is your agenda?
Well, me and my campaign manager have probably knocked on about 5,000 doors already, and the one thing that keeps coming up in just about every door is property taxes, and but property taxes are a symptom of out of control spending, and how to the governor has actually come out with a pretty good proposal for which is right along the lines of what I was thinking on how to handle that. At least get property taxes down to zero for the homestead.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, property taxes are a hot issue from all the way to Ohio to Texas. It's kind of an interesting time, right? So just, so many years ago, what we were told, be a good citizen, pay your taxes. But now we have property taxes becoming so politically unpopular. It's just an amazing time. I mean, I really think that we are in a dynamic that is something that never happened before. That where we see these things that were sort of institutions permanently embedded in our minds as something that would be here forever, that was unquestioned, can't fight City Hall. And here we now have Dennis talking about how he's going to, push the idea of challenging property taxes.
Right.
Can you hold that thought for 1 second?
Sure.
Okay, guys, I want to talk about our featured product, which is the X39 patch. This patch is incredible. This is the X39 patch. And so what this patch reverses age. Okay? So it reverses age. I don't think anything else needs to be said. It doesn't slow age. It doesn't anti-age. It reverses age. It's a patch that you wear on your body. And what it does is it's photolight therapy that triggers the copper peptide that awakens dormant stem cells. Okay? And it reverses age. Okay? With 6 months of use, it reverses the age of your heart by up to 8 years. With 6 months of use, it turns the age of your heart back by up to 8 years. Proven fact, unquestioned. Clinical trials are done. All legal filings are done. It's legit. It's happening. So my question to you, all you ladies out there, when you look in the mirror, and I know you spend a lot of time doing that, can you imagine that your appearance reverses in age up to 8 years? Okay? There is no question. It has a lot of benefits that come outwardly, all different to different people. Makes back pain go away, helps with tinnitus, helps with autism, all of these incredible things. This is the fastest growing company in the world. It is an incredible business opportunity as well. It's the fastest growing company in the world because of what it does. It does a lot of things, but one thing it does, it makes you look younger. Without question, you will look younger. So my question to the ladies out there, let's say you're 50 years old. Do you want to look 42? I mean, what would that mean to you? If you're interested in this, if you're interested in the opportunity, if you're interested in learning more, inbox me on Facebook, or if you have my cell, text me, or text the word Patriot to 330-606-2304. The X39 patch awakens dormant stem cells. So what does that mean? Stem cells, it's what our babies have, right? When the babies are born, they're flushed with stem cells, okay? They're flushed with stem cells. They're overflowing with stem cells. That's why the dark side harvests stem cells from babies. Really sick practice. We don't do any of that. What we do is we awaken the stem cells within you, turn your age back, give you back some of that youth, give you back that energy, that young-looking appearance. So inbox me, text me, or text the number on the screen below. And with that being said, Dennis, property taxes, round 2, go.
All right, when we're knocking on doors, I've actually come across some people, that elderly folks that say they're going to have to sell their house because of insurance and property taxes. And that's on the one end, people that are getting pushed out of the system. But what that doesn't say is on the other end of the system, it's a barrier to entry for the young folks. And we've got to have a pathway to the American dream for the young folks. That's American dream is having a house, starting a family, and getting a good job. So the property taxes need to be under control.
I mean, we're on fixed incomes, right? And our elderly are hit the worst, right? We're on fixed incomes. We have hyperinflation that President Trump, for the first time, is getting under control. Yes. It's gone down by a notch.
Yes.
Okay, but that's a turning of the steamliner, right? It's gone down by a notch. Don't forget, under Joe Biden, it was going up 1, 2, 3 years, hyper growth. And then with Trump, it still went up, but he's righting the wrong, and now, boom, it's going down a notch. Thank goodness for that.
Yeah.
Regardless, how many people are pressed right now? We go outside, we see so much homelessness, right? That should not exist. We need a new revolution in Fort Bend County and the state of Texas. But my point being is that these elderly are on fixed incomes, and then they're pressed with these taxes, and they're just put in a bad way. Linda, I want to ask, have you, you're out there talking to the elderly and people of that sort. What do you hear them say about the cost of living today?
Well, it's such an interesting time in our state and our nation right now, what's happening really on every platform. But people's home and where they're going to live and how they're going to live is always front and center. And I'm interested to get to Austin to work with our leadership there to say, what can we do to help? Because all of Texas is crying out for help. I mean, it was the topic of discussion in the last session. This session, it'll be right there because it's not going away. So I was, just on a side note, I was elected and had served on the HAR board for Texas. And so we're always concerned about private property rights and affordable housing. And what can we do to make it easier and better to get people into a place to live that they don't feel like they're going to have to let go of in a matter of months or a year. So these topics are going to be addressed in the next
Thank you very
session.
much. Yes. I don't know if you've ever challenged your property taxes in Fort Bend County, but it is a losing proposition. I mean, you might have a fraction of a percentage chance of pulling it out, but generally speaking, the answer is no.
Yes.
So yeah, I think people need to we need new representation. We need new lifeblood in the state of Texas. But I mean, really, Dennis, like I see you as the you having the largest challenge with regard to the establishment, right? In your Republican primary, okay? You're taking on Stan Kitzman, who is he's well entrenched with the Dirty Dozen. I think he is a member of the Dirty Dozen.
Yes.
And just to remind everybody who that is, Ken Paxton has been a complete hero for the state of Texas. What he did, saving our electoral integrity, he did everything. He every ounce of energy he poured into it and defeated the left's attempt to render our votes useless. Go look at that story on Ken Paxton. And what did Stan Kitzman do? He tried to take out Ken Paxton. After Ken Paxton was just elected by the people of Texas overwhelmingly as the AG, Stan Kitzman rose up, tried to render that vote useless and reverse it, go against the interest of the people that put him in office, and put the axe to Ken Paxton, to impeach Ken Paxton. That's the story of Stan Kitzman. Nobody knew Stan Kitzman until we saw that act, and now we had to ask the question, were we double-crossed? Well, because we supported Stan Kitzman. We helped him get in that office. Were we double-crossed?
That's what really woke me up also, and said that we're just not being represented here. Because it was just after the election, and they voted to impeach. They rushed it through to voted to impeach him. And I'm calling him and texting him and also my senator and saying, please do not negate my vote. Both me and my wife, do not negate my vote. And then followed through again with when they elected the Speaker of the House this time. He again broke with caucus with all the Republicans to elect, to go vote with all the Democrats to elect the Speaker of the House. So it's a pattern.
So, Dennis, you really are an everyday average Joe citizen, retired, former military retired, and you just saw this travesty, and you decided you'd throw your hat in the ring and take on quite a challenger in a Republican primary.
So after I did like 12 years on city government, and I started a cow-calf and hay operation just south of Flatonia right after I got out of the Air Force. And I thought I was just going to retire to the ranch, and then all this started happening, and I said, I just don't feel right. So we tried to beat the bushes, try to find somebody to run against Mr. Kitzman. I don't feel like I'm running against a Republican. I feel like I'm running against the Uniparty, actually. And we tried to beat the bushes to find someone, and several people halfway raised their hand and then pulled it back down. So I said, I guess I got to do it. It's just part of the motto when I went to the Air Force Academy was integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all you do. So I felt like my life has been trying to serve.
Okay, but the challenge for you is the fact that Stan Kitzman is a well-known name. Now, he may not be the most popular figure, but he's a well-known name. So what is the state of your campaign today?
Right now, I think we're doing well, and I believe that we're about neck and neck, and that's when his team saw the polling and saw it was about neck and neck. That's when they decided about 2 weeks ago just to go totally negative, ugly negative. And that's being supported. They're circling the wagons over in the establishment in Austin at all levels coming after me right now.
I mean, Linda, when you get past this primary, you're going to be in that same seat. You know, you're going to be in the hot seat trying to take on City Hall, and that's an upward job right there.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. I'm ready. Yes, and I'd like to add, going back to the Ken Paxton impeachment, I think that was a pivotal point that started waking up the grassroots of Texas, because I had heard that this impeachment was the rumblings of it, and I had put calls into any person I knew in Austin saying, please do not let this happen. It will split the grassroots of Texas, because people had just voted for a person they wanted there, and they were trying to take his position away. Well, long story short, I got a call and said, yes, the impeachment is tomorrow. And I woke up, I said to my husband, I have to go to Austin. I drove to Austin. I think I may have been, beside my state reps, the only person from Fort Bend County there. Because I haven't talked to anybody since, and I sat through the whole thing, and I was so disgusted at what a railroad job they did against Ken Paxton that day, that I thought, you know what, something is seriously wrong. And that really woke me up, that we needed some people in Austin that were going to let a person's vote stand for something and not take it away because they didn't like that person.
Yep. And I think Linda makes an incredible point.
Yeah.
You know, the grassroots was really caught off guard, but they really got in position and did an incredible job. Are you finding the grassroots is on your side in supporting you and contributing to your campaign? Oh,
yes. In all the doors and all the events that I've gone to, I think I've gone to every church picnic and fireman's fundraiser within 100 miles. And I definitely feel like there's a dislike on what happened there, and support for me.
Yes.
So I think people are going to be surprised. I really do think people are going to be surprised.
Yeah, but the one thing that the challenge that you have is that Stan Kitzman has big money players behind him.
Huge lobby money. And probably the two biggest throwers of money around Austin right now are the Sands Corporation and their PAC called the Defense of Texas, and then also the Texans for Lawsuit Reform.
Okay, 1 second. Let's do one at a time. Tell the Sands Corporation And their PAC is called what?
Defense of Texas.
Okay. So a corporation has a political action committee.
Yes.
Why would a corporation
They fund it anyway. They fund it just to keep their fingerprints off, I think. I think that's my opinion, is just to keep the Sands Corporation. Because the Sands Corporation already has a reputation. They're pushing for casino gambling in Texas. They used to own hotels and casinos in Las Vegas and Reno, and they've sold all that property. And the only place they own casinos now is Macau. And as far as I'm concerned, all the money that they have coming in is a conduit for Chinese money.
Okay, so is Dennis Kitzman in support of casinos in the state of Texas?
I don't think he's made a vote on record either way, but I know he's taking a lot of Sands money.
Okay. So one could figure that he's most likely going to make his position for casinos when the time is opportune.
That's what I believe. My position is that some people drop their anchor in a good place, some in a bad place. Some people never drop an anchor. They just turn whichever way the bread gets buttered, the money flows.
Okay, so the Sands Corporation has done what for Stan Kitzman?
They've given him multiple tens of thousands of dollars.
And you think that this Sands Corporation is, or their political action committee is a conduit for potential Chinese Communist Party money?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, tell me why you say that.
Just because the only property they own is in Macau, which is attached to China.
So it's a U.S. corporation with a large interest in China that is now funneling money into Stan Kitzman's campaign.
It's Sands Corporation money is flowing all around Austin right now.
That is your establishment, Linda. You mentioned the establishment. That is the establishment,
Yeah.
right? You know that is frightening. I mean, do we have a CCP element in Austin? I didn't know that, so that is frightening. But regardless, the corporate element is big in Austin at this time. Okay, so you were saying TLR. Tell us about that.
Texas for Lawsuit Reform. It was a group that had a good reputation back in the 1990s. And I used to give money to the Texas for Lawsuit Reform, and their function for a long period of time was the conservative idea that keep frivolous tort lawsuits away from businesses.
Well, at one point in time, TLR played a critical role in ensuring better, fairer trial outcomes in our courts.
Absolutely. They were good.
But what happened is that they built their stature up to such a point in that one legitimate effort. Once they conquered that challenge, then they sort of took their interest towards crony business interests.
Absolutely. Whether that's big pharma money or insurance money, they're in my opinion, they've been protecting big business now from accountability, as opposed to protecting small business from frivolous lawsuits.
And TLR is supporting and donating to Stan Kitzman's campaign.
Oh, yes. In his January 15th financial report, he got $119,000 from him.
That's considerable. Wow. So Stan Kitzman has some big players behind him. Okay, tell me a little bit about Stan Kitzman. What is his history? Tell me more about him.
Well, he's in his second. He's just finishing his second term right now, and before that, he had experience as a county commissioner in Waller County, where, by the way, he was indicted twice and convicted twice while they were trying to push through without proper public meetings requirements, push through the biggest landfill in Texas, in Waller County, in his district. Then after that,
So Stan Kitzman was supporting an effort to push through. Say it again.
The largest landfill in Texas.
In Waller
County.
In Waller County, and he was indicted because he was trying to ramrod it through rather than go through the proper legal course.
The DA indicted him, and he was convicted for not following public meetings.
Well, I mean, yeah, because if you're having a landfill come to your community, you want to do all the public hearings and make sure that everyone's completely
correct,
understanding that. But he wasn't doing that. He was trying to sort of expedite it and not take those procedures, and so they indicted him. Do I understand that correct?
That's correct. For failure to follow public hearing rules.
And now he's getting money from the Sands Corporation.
Sands Corporation, yes, yeah. And other interesting thing is, before he got elected, he was the for Brookshire Katy Drainage District, BKDD. He was the general manager, getting paid $11,000 a month as a general manager, and he had to resign from that position when he got elected because that's a taxpayer-funded operation. And so then he immediately formed an LLC, and as for consulting, ever since then, he has been getting the same $11,000 a month.
He's still getting it?
Yes.
Okay, so he had a job as this general manager of the Berkshire Katy Drainage District prior to getting elected, and he kept the job after he got elected, so he's getting 2 salaries right now.
He's, as his LLC, as a consulting firm, is getting paid the same amount that he was getting, $11,000 a month.
Has he ever been challenged on this matter?
They got a ruling from the Attorney General that said that it's not illegal. But it's very stinky, unethical, in my opinion.
Wow. Wow, that's quite a lot. Well, it certainly sounds like both of you have your work cut out for you taking on the Texas establishment.
Oh, it is establishment.
Yeah. So, Linda, tell us, what are the next steps in your campaign? What's your plans?
Just hearing Dennis's story.
Please, yes. Mm-hmm.
Which Dennis and I met maybe a month ago, which has been great to meet people in the state running for office. It's inspiring, actually, to hear his story. It kind of parallels mine without even knowing him. But this all goes back to trust. When the people have lost trust in the people that they send to Austin, especially, or to Washington, it's very hard to, first of all, it's very discouraging to think you have trusted someone with your future and protecting your homestead and your values and your value system, to see that lost. But I think that there are probably many races all over Texas right now, just like ours. People that don't know each other, that are running against an incumbent that people don't trust. And they want to have a person that is going to look them in the eye and do what they said they do. And unfortunately, there is a lot of money that is corrupting a lot of money. I mean, a lot of people. And the everyday person in Texas, the common person, just like Stan and my family, and I'm assuming your family, they just want to have a person they can trust to stand up for them. And I think that's what's happened, and why maybe we're here at the same time without even knowing each other is we represent 2 people who a community trusts. And we're just saying, hey, you can stick with what you have and expect no change. In fact, expect it to get worse, because once you send them back, they don't care at all what you say to them. You have no voice once you have validified their abuse of power. And I'm hoping across the whole state of Texas, there are people that are sick of it, that want common sense people in Austin, that want people that have the courage, even though it's inconvenient, and maybe you're not the perfect candidate, but hey, if you have the guts to pay a filing fee and be gone at 4 or 5 or 6 events a day. And 25 a week for the last 2 months, to say, hey, we're here for you. And no matter how much money people are pouring into candidates that have lost our trust, the person's most valuable thing they have is their vote. And they can drive to a poll and vote. And I say, Texas, rise up. Go put your everyday person who's working their tail off to stand up for you and vote for them. And let's see if we can make a change in Austin.
I mean, there's no question that we are in the winds of change right now, because there was a time when money dictated the outcome of
Yes.
all elections, and that meant
I think it's changing.
It is. It meant that there were just a few
Yes.
key players. I don't want to say key players. A few questionable players, and they would come in with their big checkbook,
Yes.
and they would determine the outcome of
Yes.
our future.
Yes.
But over and over again, we see that David versus Goliath, where the David is the grassroots, and just by moms and dads getting
Yes.
out there, putting down their soccer games,
Yes.
and going out there and learning about it. One thing I'd like to say is that, I have two non-establishment players on here, and I am not the local, NBC affiliate, right? That's where the establishment players are. So this show, I think, reflects the fact that it is grassroots, right? I started this activism when I met you, Linda, 4 years ago, maybe. And here we are now countering the establishment in every way,
Yes.
shape, and form.
Yes.
I really
We're
do.
offering an alternative change to say you have a voice and it's powerful. And you have your vote that is more powerful, and take it to the polling place. Take your 10 friends, your 20 friends, your neighbors, and show up, and you can totally change what's happening in Austin. You can change what's happening in Washington, and we can do it.
Yeah, the one thing that our campaigns are somewhat divergent, but the one thing we really have in common that I see is you're the perfect candidate because we're two people that believe in service before self.
Yes.
And like Chris mentioned earlier, the younger generation and turning the ship. President Trump is turning the ship very slowly, but we need to brew some more captains
Yes.
behind him.
Yes.
And the people that believe in service before self.
Yes. I think the best thing that could happen when the next legislative session meets is to have a lot of new faces of people just like Dennis and just like me who made a commitment to their community and kept it. And people in Austin are saying, what's happening here? And we just want to have a voice that we can trust and to stand up for us in Austin.
I tell people all the time that I try to recruit some people to run for office in local offices and stuff, and some good young men. And I say, if only the fools and corrupt are willing to run, you will be governed by the fools and the corrupt. So what are you going to do about it? And I get this, okay, Goose, what do you want me to do?
Yeah. Yes.
It is quite rewarding watching establishment figures be humbled. I like it. It's fun.
Yes.
Dennis, you have an event coming up. Tell us about it.
So we got was contacted by the manager for Trey Taylor, who's a signed Nashville artist that works on Dolly Parton's label, and his dad was in the Air Force, and he contacted me and said, "Hey, we'll come and do a benefit for you, a fundraiser for you, just to cover my travel expenses." And so Monday, this coming Monday, the 16th at 4:30 in Flatonia, Texas, at the Lyric Theater, one of the last old picture show theaters around. We're having a concert. He's coming in. We're going to do a concert, a small fundraiser for the campaign.
Good, very good. Well, that pretty much sums everything up. I think we had a great hour together.
Thank
so
you.
just to sign out here, Linda, can you tell us where people can learn more about you and your campaign?
Yes. Well, I think my phone number, everybody I know has my phone number, but yes, I'm very accessible. That is one thing, always available. And I have two opponents. So I'd like I'm asking for people to vote for me.
Very good.
I would love to not have a runoff and continue this fun, but I'm here for the long haul. So, yes, thank you. Linda Howell for House District 76.
Very good.
Go Linda. It's just me and Mr. Kitzman, so it's mano y mano here, and somebody's going to be on top on March 3rd.
Yes.
Very good. Very good.
Yes.
But it's Goose, the number 4, Tex Rep.
Yes.
goosefortexrep.com.
Yes, yes. And vote for Linda at House District HD76. Yes.
Very good. Well, thank you both for the
Yes.
very informative hour. We
Thank
appreciate your
you.
time, and I appreciate you and your commitment to service in the
Thank you.
community. Not paid for what you're doing, and at the end of the day, your feet are sore as can be, right, from all the campaigning that you're doing. So we
Yes.
appreciate it. And this is Chris Heasley with the Chris Heasley Radio Show. We will be back here next week with quite a hot topic. Looking forward to it. Have a great
This
week.
is The Chris Heasley Show. A Mike Kahn presentation. Coming to you from Radiodabang, the North America's premier broadcasting network.